How's it going, by the way?
Oh,
Good
good
to
and
see
you.
you. All right, we're live. We're here. Hey, thanks. Hey, thanks for being here.
Hello, hello.
That's
Nice
good
to
see
be
you.
here.
I think, when was the last time we saw each other? Was it at this event? 3
Very
years ago?
possible. Very
Yeah.
possible.
So I think in Prague was the last time we saw each
Correct.
other in person. So it's good to see you. My name is Christian Buckley with AdPoint,
Tracy van der Schijf, South Africa.
representing the entire country. Apparently,
I do. Someone needs to. Someone needs to.
Well, it's great to be here at another ESPC. And what does ESP stand for? It rolls off the tongue.
It's enterprise. So what it is?
European SharePoint, Office 365, and Azure Conference. Wow.
There we go.
You're losing points.
I'm only
already
doing
on
this
that,
to make him look good because Christian Buckley is interesting.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So the vote of confidence, it comes from my co-host. Thank you. So we're talking about keynote and stuff.
Brilliant. Goosebump stuff.
What was the takeaway? What was the big takeaway from it?
Well, firstly, I got to get myself a dustbin. That opening was incredible. That opening act was incredible. Those guys with the drums. But then we'll get to the keynotes after that. Of course, that's what we were talking about, right?
A little bit of drumming, a little bit of fire. It was okay.
Drum roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
the usual. Listen, they always do it well. The opening to the conference is always incredible. I've always been in awe. So no, keynote, incredible. Jeff Teeper, of course, my total hero. Remember, Jeff, we got to sign this SharePoint tattoo again. That's become a tradition. And then I've got a Teams tattoo as well for maybe for Mark. I'll get him to sign it here. And if Dan was here, I'd make him sign my OneDrive tattoo. But no, it's exciting. I think the keynote always kind of just sets that.
Sets the tone for that. What was the tone? I thought today was volume. Yeah, I think that they said that in Teams itself, there was over 450 different updates of new features, of improvements over the last year, which is pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. The volume of data that's going into SharePoint.
Crazy. That is crazy.
It's over 150 petabytes if you missed the keynote. Go check it out. There's just a lot to go through.
Yep.
It almost felt like we had the PowerPoint version of drinking from the fire hose out of the experience this morning.
Absolutely. And I think also, of course, there's much more, but I think it also gave you quite an idea of what to expect from this week because they kind of touched on so many things that's coming. And I know that a lot of people will be talking about it. So
I know I expect so much out of this week.
Me too.
Well, community reporters. So what we're doing here is that just have a number of us that are from the community and we're reporting.
Oh, that's real sharp, people.
Sorry. Yeah, so we're doing a series of interviews. We have fellow MVPs. We're having some fun. We're joking around. We'll occasionally break the fourth wall. We'll talk to Michael, who's producing all this.
Which we're not allowed to.
What? We're not?
No,
we're not supposed to do that? Forget what I said right there. Just go back.
But yeah, so community. Maybe we should just for a minute talk about community. I mean, how we've known each other for many, many years. Way too long, by the way. My therapy does not span that anymore. No. But because my therapist does know about you.
I'm still paying into that. It's a co-payment.
You should. It's like a maintenance fee. You have to pay towards my therapy.
I think that was the hardest part of the pandemic for everybody was the impact on the community aspect. And so just being able to see people's faces, interact with people in person. Like, I didn't see her until just before this all started. I didn't believe that Tracy was here because I've not seen her yet. So
thought it was a cutout.
That's right.
But we didn't believe that South Africa would let me out. Remember that?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because last year they didn't.
Yeah. Well, rightly so. She has to be contained. So.
That's lovely.
But it's great to do the community stuff, and there's so much that's going on. Of course, one of the things that Jeff talked about, and I was lucky enough to get to interview Jeff after his keynote and talk about. One of the questions was, what Microsoft is doing in support of community with the new communitydays.org. So even after this event, if you're not able to be here in person and want to participate, I know whether you're watching this live or watching the record, you can go to the communitydays.org and find events around the world. So there's more and more that's being added to that. If you're an organizer of community groups, if you're doing a SharePoint Saturday or a SQL Saturday or a Power Platform event around the world, you can add that event to that global calendar to give more visibility to what's happening on the community. So definitely want to
that was a good point that you made there. So SharePoint Saturday, many of us known that for years, it just proves the point that SharePoint is behind everything.
It is.
I thought I'd say that.
It permeates, and there's more. It almost sounds subversive that way. It's like it's behind everything, but it is.
It is. It's like a Tupperware bowl. SharePoint's the bowl, and then the lids. There's a blue one for OneDrive, a purple one for Teams. The lid is the front. No. The lid is Teams or OneDrive or, or like lists.
The SharePoint's the bowl?
Yes, it's where everything goes into.
Washed? Is it dishwasher safe?
Okay, so we are going to cut this feed. So,
all right.
Yes.
so we actually have, so it's nice, we have some photos from events in the past.
Ooh,
so
we do?
Let's turn and look. When? Right. What? Oh, what year? Let's start at the beginning. So ESPC started in 2011 in Berlin. So let's take a look. Wow.
11 years.
That was a long time ago.
Now, you looked completely different, Christian.
I did.
Completely.
Well, I hear that the pandemic makes you gain 40 pounds, so.
For a moment on those photos, I thought it was your young son that joined that conference.
Thank you.
But then
Thank
I realized
you so much.
that it was you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
That's what I need there. So, well, great. Well, so we have a lot that's going on. So we're going to do these recaps. So today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and sharing some of our outtakes from this. But we have other community reporters that are going to be doing interviews throughout. So why don't we turn the time over to two of our community reporters who are going to be sharing their thoughts on what's been going on today and what's coming up later this week. Over to you.
Cool. Thank you, Tracy and Christian. Hello, everyone. I'm Karone Kettukari, and I'm here with Amanda Sterner.
Hello, everybody. So, my name is Amanda, and I work with M365 Microsoft Teams, making our users know what to do and why they're doing it. Also MVP, and well, I love community. That's why I'm here. I love everything about community.
Yes, community rocks. I love the feeling about being here, interviewing you, all the other people. And actually, it's the first day of the ESPC, slowly coming to an end, or the afternoon. So, how's your feeling about out today?
So it's my first time here at the ESPC. So
really?
It's really fun to be here. It's so vibrant. It feels like powerful. The expo here it's amazing. It's so fun to speak with sponsors. I've been mingling around, looking for good swag, making great contacts, looking what kind of like interesting products there's available in the market. I mean, Microsoft has a lot, but sometimes you need a little bit of support.
Yeah. How about the feeling of live conferences compared to online conferences?
I mean, for speaking, we can come into that soon because you had a session. But when it comes to like here, it's just a feeling of being part of something bigger. It's really nice, and also the sessions. It's really inspiring to sit at like a chair. You're looking at the session. You have the possibility to ask questions. There could be like fun demo problems. I mean, it's so much more alive.
Interactive.
It is interactive, and I'm really happy that I'm here, just sucking all of it in.
Yeah, cool. So the conference started with a keynote this morning. So what things would you take out from the keynote?
I think Tracy and Christian, they said a lot of good things about the keynote.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool with the fire, the drums, and we came in this like really, really big room. There are so many attendees here. I didn't hear how many, but like full room. It was dark. It was fire. It was drums, and you were like, yeah. Now it's happening.
It felt like a real big live conference at last after so many years.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like now we're finally back to like what it used to be, and it feels amazing. And so what did I think about when it comes to the keynote? They were showing lots of different exciting new things that's coming. They joked about having that mesh dance parties.
Avatar dance parties.
Do you think
like with this?
Yeah, I mean it has the robot. And have you danced with your mesh avatar?
No, I haven't, but maybe I should try that one.
Yeah, maybe you should try it. I mean, they don't have legs, but they can dance with their head and their arm. So, and I mean, it's a joke, but it was a really good keynote. And I'm sad that you and me had to leave 30 minutes earlier. We watched Kathy and Jeff, and then we had to leave to make
prepare
sure
our own session. Yes. So we had a session this morning about how you can improve your employee experience with Teams and Viva on all of those different applications in Microsoft 365. So what would you want to share from our session to those who couldn't be there?
Yeah, you missed something. It was a really good session. No, it was fun at least.
Yeah.
So it was
Super fun.
It was super fun. It was. We started with. Carolina, she's a moody Finn, but she played some happy Swedish music, and I'm a happy Swede, but I played some moody Finnish music.
Yeah.
Just to set the tone. But
Balance,
exactly. But we had 7 really interesting demos, like starting in Outlook for Web.
Yeah.
With the boards. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that feature before, but fun to. I think it's fun that even you and me discover new things every day.
Yes, even MVPs don't know everything.
No, you could think so, but we don't. So you started with that, and then I showed them Power Virtual Agents and Power Apps in Microsoft Teams, and I did like the cliche, but my favorite thing as Microsoft Teams as the one-stop shop for teamwork. I mean, I love it. It is a cliche, but it is true.
Hub for teamwork.
Exactly. So, and then we showed lots of Viva things. For example, Viva Learning. We talked about Viva Engage. We did a live demo. I mean, everything was live, but with my mobile, we took a photo in the Yammer app to show stories for Viva Engage.
Yeah, that's a nice. What do you think of like having those stories and those like familiar things from your free time applications in this corporate environment?
I mean, it feels like sometimes it gets like a little bit blurry between work and personal life, and I guess for me personally, I think it's really fun to be able to express myself and like show my coworkers who I am. I know that's not for everybody, but I like that, and it makes me feel really engaged when I get to know my coworkers and the leaders in my company, and just I'm really fond of it. It's going to be really fun to try and see how we can incorporate that in the business world.
And I think we also had some questions about those in the session that they are maybe not for everyone, not for every organization, but be open, have your mind open, and maybe you will be surprised in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is new, and it might feel scary, and like with, I mean, some things you have to do, like work, but you don't have to do anything. It should bring you joy.
Yes.
But I think it can bring you joy, and especially if you get like foster good culture around it, sharing not just like knowledge, but also me. I like cheese. I like being here at the conference. It brings
the authenticity.
Exactly. Authenticity.
It's such a hard word. Yeah. Who knows?
And what else? We did so many fun demos. Yeah, we managed to demo a mesh avatar.
Oh yes, mesh avatars. Not dance parties maybe, but mesh avatars in meetings. Another great topic which people have many different opinions about.
Yeah, I mean, it will definitely be something interesting to try and like figure out how we want to do with it, how we want it to work, how we should incorporate in a daily business. And I think this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And
surely. Yeah.
And things will happen.
Cool. But thinking about the current situation, you have something here on the desk.
Yeah. Thank you, Carolina.
What about that one?
So what is this? This is tiny Lego Amanda, and here we have tiny Lego Carolina. So these were given to us as a speaker gift, and they are so cute.
Legos.
I love it.
And it's very suitable because we are in Denmark.
Yeah, I mean the country of Lego. So I'm really pleased about this. It feels nice to get a little token so I can remember this great experience.
Yeah. So talking about going forward, do you have any sessions or topics you're really looking forward to in tomorrow and on Thursday?
Yeah, one session that I'm looking forward to, and I think I like recommended it 10 times during our session, is Vlad's session on Power Virtual Agents. So that's tomorrow, and I love Power Virtual Agents. It's just so darn easy to make it work. We talked about it previously, you and me, during lunch, that you open it, you do feel like clicks and add a little info, and it's a working bot, and it's so cool to do that.
Yeah.
And also, I think that Louisa is doing a session on how to do like a good vibes generator. I think that's also a bot. I think that's a little bit more advanced, but I mean, good vibes, affirmations, I'm all in. So those 2 sessions, hopefully I will be able to attend tomorrow.
And I'm really happy that we have this easy or easy-ish examples that how you can utilize those modern features in M365 in by using Power Virtual Agents, by using Power Apps, Power Automate, and build something of your own. Because in the last many years, we have been thought that if you want to build custom solutions, you really want to invest the time and money and code everything from scratch. But now it's a bit different. And also with you, because we are like more like maybe modern work experts, we don't code, but still, for example, you did our T-Power apps for our session.
Yeah, and I mean, it is fun and it is easy, and it's just so like, I don't know, rewarding. It feels like a cheesy word, but it is rewarding to be able to put on something that's working. It's fast, it's easy, it's intuitive, and it makes my day better.
Cool. So, thinking about what makes your day better, if you think about the whole Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Viva, all of those new applications, inkates, avatars, things coming in every week, every month almost, what are your thoughts on this one? What are you like super excited about?
Okay, so every time...
I don't know if we have half an hour left, but...
Every time people ask me about my favorite feature, it is quiet hours in the Microsoft Teams app. I love that. I think it's really important. In the keynote, they talked about scheduling a chat. I don't like it. We don't have to talk about it here.
Amanda has very strong opinions about scheduling chats.
Yeah. I think it's up to you to add your quiet hours, to say, okay, I don't want notifications when I'm not working. And quiet hours has been like sucked into Viva Insights, and soon admins will be able to like add quiet hours for your whole organization. So I can go in and say, okay, everybody at Amanda AV, they will have quiet hours doing 5 to 9. Let's see, I don't want to have, and I can just fix it for them. So I will help them to have better work-life balance, and just. If they don't turn off their notifications, you can.
Yeah.
And I think that's really good, because sometimes it could feel like just because you can be connected all the time, you're looking at. You talked about the third
peak, 3 peak day.
Yeah, the 3 peak day when you're like working during evenings, and you shouldn't. Just because you can, you shouldn't.
Yeah, usually you shouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you work with people in like the other side of the world, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, and this is the thing that we are in a like tech conference, we are in a Microsoft conference, but we are talking about well-being at work, and we are talking about employee experience. And how do you feel that these two things go in together?
I mean, it feels like tech has one purpose. That's harsh, but tech has one purpose, and that is to help us with our day-to-day life, help us to easier achieve our goals. Doesn't matter what the goals are, and tech should always help. It should never just be something that we use because we have to use it. So, for example, for well-being, it's so nice to have tech that can help us with, for example, virtual commute, so we can just be ready for tomorrow, and we have the quiet hours and praise. I mean, there's so many different things that tech can help us with, and I like that.
Yeah, I think Microsoft has the slogan that empower every employee, and it might feel like this word-hugging, fluffy thing, But I think it's the real mission we're on here. So with using technology, we can enable so much more, and we can help people in their daily frustrations, and help them to achieve more with like work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. That's like a quote from Ignite. Like, the best meeting is the meeting you didn't attend, and that's like everything. Tech can just help us be a little bit sharper, smarter, and better, and have time to do everything we want to do.
Cool. So we are soon at the end of our discussion today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining with me here and joining with me on our session, joining us on our session this morning. So any last wishes you want to send to the ESPC audience watching this live show tomorrow, and also today, tomorrow, and on Thursday?
Well, thank you for having me, and everybody at home. It is lovely here. It is so much fun to see so many smiling faces, and I'm hugging a lot of people. And
hugging, yeah,
that's the thing. You can hug again, and I wish you were here.
Cool.
And I'm happy I'm here.
Great. Happy to have you here. Thank you, Amanda. And let's go back to Christian and Tracy.
Oh, well, welcome back. Well, thank you so much to both of you for that interview, that great discussion. There's just some things that we want to share. There's something I neglected. It's my fault, Tracy. I don't blame you at all.
But we know this, so no one has to even worry about that.
No. Want to take a look at, so yesterday we had the workshops, the tutorials. So we've got kind of a quick recap if you weren't able to participate, to show some of what was going on with the recaps. Let's take a look at that.
Hi. So we kind of think of technology as evolving, right? I mean, this is a live feed. We're standing here right now. It's not pre-recorded because you cannot pre-record this craziness.
Unless they're watching the recording of the pre-record.
Let me think about that. That's like a loop. Yeah, that's true. So if it's not today, then it's not live. But please remember that you can on the live feeds, which is of course on YouTube as well as on LinkedIn. So go and have a look. The European SharePoint Office 365 and Azure conference. So go and look at the live feeds. Please do us a favor and put some comments there. If you have questions for us, I'd like some difficult questions for this one. So anything tech would be difficult for him. I'd like to add that. And then, of course, we can have a look at that and then maybe answer some of your questions tomorrow. So give us a shout out there. And any questions you might have, or maybe you want to know more about the conference, and we can have some more interesting things to talk about, you know?
So one thing, I wanted to look one more time, Tracy, at some of the ESPCs of years past and go down memory lane of ESPC of 2013. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Nice.
Some of that stuff. Yeah, it's fun looking back at that. Of course, I've seen all the photos before. I was at all of the events. I've been to every single one of these.
That's incredible.
Is it?
But it's because
what
you're so
old.
I mean, I'm not old enough to.
Do.
It's 11 years. I didn't even have a driver's license.
That's true.
11
she
years
was
ago,
12,
so
13 years old
I
back
could
then. I know. So no, it's also interesting to look at over the years. One of the observations, like, is the changes to the expo hall and the community areas, the Ask the Experts areas, and so it's you see the evolution of what's happening in the community. It's so much more organized. It's great to see a lot of that. So, well, now we have another community reporter that's going to be jumping in. Vesa is going to do an interview, so we'll hand that time over. Vesa, to you. You got it.
Hey, thank you, Sipak and Tracy. And hey, everyone online. It's great to be live here at the ESPC. My name is Vesa Nopanen, and please call me Vesku. And today, here with me, I have Martin.
Hello, great to be here, and have a nice casual conversation about this great conference that we're at.
Yeah, exactly. And you have an interesting role, like you're part MC, part being interviewed. So
yes, I'm gonna switch roles. I'm gonna use different hats.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna ask about yours, but I should have another one right now.
Exactly. That's my problem usually. I should actually have several hats I can switch between. But hey, how do you like this expo area? And I feel like there's a great vibe here when walking around, seeing people being really curious about what's going on and seeing the engaged conversations happening. Mm-hmm. Have you felt the same?
Absolutely, and the key reason for me to attend these kind of conferences is to meet people and to share experiences. And of course, we learn a lot by doing working our jobs as an IT professional, or maybe even as an IT consultant, advising customers. And the great thing about these conferences is that you can share these experiences. So normally, of course, you could share them maybe with colleagues, depending on what kind of company you work in. But there's a much broader audience here with all different opinions and experiences. So I always take a notebook with me or on my phone, and almost after every conversation I have, I make some notes like that's something I need to try, and I really enjoying that. After the first almost the first day, I just feel energized by all the cool stories that I've heard.
Yeah, that's exactly true. This is what I feel also when talking to people, because there's so much information going on. You can't just really learn everything by yourself. That's why the community is really the big thing when you learn from the others' experiences. And of course, seeing those lots of friends here and having those conversations with fellow MVPs and community speakers, heroes, and seeing the Microsoft people, that's been just awesome. Yeah. Taking a selfie with Jeff Teeper. Come on, it's really fun. Did you do that?
I didn't take a selfie with Jeff Teeper. I was happy to interview him last year when we were online with this conference. But the key thing is, of course, the experience of especially people you meet over and over again during those conferences, and seeing each other. It's like a continuous story. So when I see certain people, I know what area and expertise they're in, especially the MVPs. So I always like to engage them on a certain topic, and that always leads to cool conversations. And then these conference days, they feel a bit like a reunion sometimes. You're seeing each other again.
That's exactly true, because that's really how I felt yesterday coming to Copenhagen, meeting people already at the airport. Hey, it's kind of starts to feel like, hey, it's almost like an MVP summit or something. You are seeing lots of familiar faces and saying hi, people you haven't seen in ages. So that's really the community vibe that I enjoy, and in this expo area, that's really powerful thing, like having fun, seeing people, having those ad hoc conversations.
Yep. And this is a very, very great venue to have these spontaneous talks. So I believe we're going to switch over again to the other side.
Yeah, I'm already over my time, I guess. I've been giving signs. Come on, stop it. So I guess it's back to Tracy and Sipak. Right.
Peter.
Oh, hey, we're live. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Well, Vesa's stick around, because Vesa's got a couple more interviews that he's going to be doing here. So more going on. So we did want to, we're going to share more pictures from past events. We've got more interviews that are going on. So,
We do.
But I'm leaving this space here for today.
It seems I've like hurt your feelings, is it? And
Yes, that's what I'll tell people. That's what I'll tweet about.
I've
later
hurt
this
his
evening.
feelings,
No.
and he's leaving.
Actually, they've just scheduled my session, so I've got to run and do a session on Viva, and so
Shameless
I
punt.
know. Yeah, there we go. If you're here watching the live stream, which is if you're here, what are you doing watching the video?
Exactly.
Go to a session. Go to my
Do it.
session on Viva. That's happening in Auditorium
Oh,
15.
you just dropped that, did
Of
you?
course I did. Yeah,
Wow.
So, we're talking Viva. So Martin will be kind enough to step in, and he's going to be taking my spot over here. If you want, I know you
It's gonna
can't
be
hear
so
you,
much
but
better.
But he was just on camera over there, but now he's going to be joining in.
Look
taking
at
the
us.
spot, so I'm
Time capsule somewhere
leaving you
else.
in good hands. But with that, so why don't we pass this back over to, if they're ready, over to Vesa, and they're going to do another interview, talk
Cool
about
stuff.
something that's technology related, is my guess. You know.
I think you should do.
Never. Of
luck with
course,
your
I will be
session.
talking about technology. For that, I have a really good friend of mine, Marine, here with me, and I think the topic will be something like Teams related.
Might be.
Might be.
Although I have to say, it is kind of getting like whiskey o'clock, beer o'clock. It's share pint time.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm so kind of jealous that I missed that part on you. But hey, Marine, I don't think everybody knows you yet. So can you just briefly tell them who you are?
okay. My name is Maran, from Belgium. I've been doing mainly SharePoint work for the last 16 years, last few years, lots of Teams stuff as well, Teams rollouts. And people might probably know me from the podcast that I do with Steve Dalby, Office 365 Distilled, once more, whiskey infused topic. But that's, we just do that every 2 weeks. We just released episode 100, where we talk about...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Where we talk about governance, and it's just like two guys in a bar, just like here, two guys in a bar with a whiskey, talking about our customers, talking about what we do, decisions that we have to take, things like that,
Yeah.
governance-wise.
Thank you, Mara. So that's a really great podcast, by the way, if you haven't listened to that.
Thank you.
Of course, I have to go there. So perhaps we go to Microsoft Teams a bit, because we both are very passionate about Teams.
We are.
We
are.
Indeed.
Yes.
We had a very interesting keynote today.
Yeah.
Involving Microsoft Teams parts
Yes.
by Kathy. And so how did you think about that?
I think it is very exciting to see what is coming, because to be honest, I'm like a dumb end user, and I just sit there and I think, oh, I've got everything that I need, and then I talk to my customers and they'll go, actually, this could be a really cool thing that we need, and this is actually something that we need. So those are either like partner opportunities, like people should build that, or we just feed them back to Microsoft, and then Microsoft will build those. So we've seen Teams Premium, we've seen a bunch of extra capabilities, new screens, new things that are coming. So I'm always very happy when I see those new things getting released. So
yeah, I guess we are a bit like very passionate about the new features and what's coming up, but of
we're
course
fanboys.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
So
But-
actually, next week I'm going to Las Vegas.
Oh, you too.
Yes, you
Okay,
too.
yeah.
So I think what we should do is we should all get like just a few minutes ago you've seen Tracy, and Tracy has all these amazing tattoos on her body,
No.
and so maybe what I was thinking is we should all get matching tattoos, matching Teams tattoos.
Oh, I'm not sure I will be that much fanboy in there, because.
Okay.
But of course, it's about the user experience, and
Yes.
thinking about the user experience, thinking about the, for example, the Teams Premium and what that is going to bring for end users, or especially if you are managing meetings or events.
Yeah, well, I think, and I'm not really up to speed with all the details that it brings, But I think for a number of customers that have really specific demands, I think that will definitely be a good solution for them.
Yeah, I think so because it will help how you are organizing a webinar. If you don't have, for example, a HubSpot or something else, then Teams Premium can really help how
Exactly,
you are putting that up. You can do
Yeah.
everything in a just single tool, and that's really fantastic.
And I also like that they put it in a premium license because like 90% of people are not going to use all those functionalities. So, but for those extra 10% of people, you might want to go there.
Yeah, it's because the meeting organizers really need that part. You can secure the meeting, for example, with the watermark, and that's really a cool thing.
Yes.
That's something that's really easy. The green room, managing who is basically having the talk with the presenters behind the scenes before you go live. Some things that we do at the live events.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And then to managing the content, who are seeing what on the screen.
Yeah.
So just the kind of little things that will make the events and kind of town halls a lot more better experience. And for speakers, we are both speakers in various events.
Yes.
And that's when we are doing online events, for example. We've been doing a lot of them.
We've been doing a lot of them. Yes.
Yeah, that
exactly.
one beer is not going to cover them all. But it's going to be that. Yeah, it's great to have that kind of moment where you can prepare for your presentation and then go live later on. So
exactly.
that kind
and
of
also
features.
I think they are just here to stay.
Yeah.
I mean, I love these events like this where I actually get in here and I meet a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. I just met a guy that I haven't seen in 25 years.
Whoa.
That's crazy. He just said hi and I need to look at his card like, oh my, it's you. So it's crazy. It is brilliant to meet other people.
Yeah.
But if it's all about new content, I really like the usefulness of just looking it up online.
Yeah, and you can do that basically async if you want. You
Exactly.
don't, you don't have to be online for most. There's good and bad things there. But talking about good and bad things, what do you think about, what's your opinion about Teams features? Is some features overrated?
Yes.
Oh.
I just had a talk with somebody else who also thinks that I'm right about this, but people at Microsoft are really raving on about the delayed send feature.
The scheduled send.
Yes, exactly. Yes, so they are really raving on that. Oh, now I can choose whenever I want to send that message, even if I'm sending it at 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yep.
I will make sure that person gets that at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it is my responsibility to figure out when you want to get that message.
Yeah, we are going to have some effect on the audience with it, but I have to say I fully agree with you because I fully believe that everyone should be controlling their notifications and take care of the quiet hours.
Exactly.
You can do all that and you can ease the pain, so to say, and ease the clutterness by that and the scheduled send. But there are some use cases I have thought for that.
Absolutely,
For example, if you want somebody to react to something at specific point of time, so you could remind them to
as
do
a
some
reminder. That is actually a really cool use case.
Yeah.
So on the 28th of every month, I'm gonna send you a message. Don't forget to do your time card for the month.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or like now that your
But
meeting is over,
that?
could you take a look at this? Like remind.
Oh, that's also cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Now you
we've
are
got our
back from
kickoff
the-
meeting at 10. So at 10:05, I'm gonna send you a meeting. Don't forget this and this.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that is cool. That is cool.
That is a lot better. Was that a 5-minute sign? Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking because I don't really like the idea of that. Okay, don't think about the.
And that is the value of conferences like this, where we actually get to talk face to face, and I can say, look, I really don't think that this feature is gonna work, and you're gonna say, look, I've got this use case and this use case, and that will change my mind.
Yeah, exactly, because this is all about collaborative learning and exchanging ideas. I was talking with Martin about that just recently, how great it is to meet people and exchange ideas.
Exactly.
And have a new ones like that rattle. And some people come here and ask me about, okay, what's in the metaverse? You are talking about that all the time. And going through that and telling them my view.
Yeah.
And, that's
actually, why are you standing here? Why am I not talking to your metaverse version?
Well, the technology, we are not at Star Wars tech yet.
No.
But
okay.
we
no
will
HoloLens.
have
no hologram.
holograms. But I also enjoy meeting people face to face.
Yes.
Sharing a drink, and having the conversation, feeling the vibe. So of course that's a key thing. But it will be interesting to see where the technology is going to lead us on that. Because it's a really powerful thing that you could combine, make these things really hybrid. Now you are here, that's the thing. If you are in just for the content, then it's one thing. But of course, these sessions here are not recorded. So if you want to learn things that are available, there's, for example, the Microsoft Chris McNulty talking about Viva, and you would have to be in his session.
Exactly, and that is also one of the brilliant things about this conference is that it will bring a lot of people from all over the world in here, and you just get a chance to learn from the best. I just was in a session with Chris O'Brien about his practical things that he was doing with Syntax. And I've never played with Syntax until now, but he showed a few really good demos about what he was doing for his customers about this. So it's just an amazing way to learn.
Exactly. So after Vegas, you are going to be doing some Syntax.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah.
So, that's kind of sounds a good plan. Unfortunately, I wasn't in that session, but I was talking about in one of the workshops, talking about community events and how those are being organized. So you are able to meet several Microsoft people who are organizing and managing these events and combining that with Teams product group members, Caruana Gatimu, Holly,
yes. And even Jeff Deeper, they're all here.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, it is, and that's really fantastic being able to throw in ideas as things, talk about the
ask
future.
For free licenses.
Of course.
No.
We want to use our MVP cards.
Yes,
we have to test the Syntax.
Of course. Of course.
So it's a great opportunity to kind of make contact with people, and it's in a lot of different way than just sending messages back and forth, because that's usually what's happening. We are in different time zone than they are.
That's true. Yeah.
But
exactly.
now they're all here.
You know the MVP thing that we need to get up either very early in the morning, very late in the evening to do our sessions.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But
it's a tough life.
But here,
it's a tough life.
Yeah, but somebody has to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now we are here because of that, and you have a beer on the table, and or still in the bottle. That's good also. But hey, I think it's going to be taking back to our MCs. They are looking like very impatiently there.
Not true. Not true at all. Thank you very, very much, Vesa. And then also, I heard someone talking behind my back about my tattoos. What was going on there, boys? Anyway, yes, it's all true. There's loads of them. But as you might notice, for those who missed it, I have replaced Christian with, I don't know if it's better or not, but I'm sure it is. Would you like to introduce yourself for those who missed it?
Well, my name is Maarten Visser. Traveled here from the Netherlands.
That's just around the corner, isn't it?
Just around the corner. It's a bit over an hour flight. It was just before you know, you're already going down. So Denmark feels a bit like an extension of the Netherlands, or the other way around. Netherlands could be an extension of Denmark. It's just like the shores. It's there's some it's the same sea on the west side. So
that's amazing.
So I'm here. I'm innovation lead at Rapid Circle. I work with our customers doing digital transformation.
Nice.
my key ingredients. I've been doing SharePoint almost for 2 decades.
Of course, like most of us.
That's most of us. Last half of a decade focusing on Teams as a platform, and the last couple of years also a lot on the Microsoft Power Platform.
Oh
actually.
yes, Power Platform. That's interesting. So that's definitely something I noticed this morning for those of you that might not know. So this conference obviously used to be just SharePoint, and then it's of course, I mean, it's more these days. So Office 365 and SharePoint. But what you would notice is that the push isn't that much on the Power Platform side, because it's so much information. And it also tends to be a different audience, right? It's a different audience that works with Power Platform. It's a different angle. I think at the end of the day, for our employees, it's one thing that delivers things. But for us, it's a little bit different. And that reminds me that there's a conference coming up in Dublin soon. Am I right? So let's. I think we've got something great to show you about that. Mention the date, maybe.
20th of June in Dublin.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
I want to be
for
there.
Sure. That's going to be a great conference with a lot of great people to meet up and discuss low code. And actually, you just mentioned that there's this difference between SharePoint and the Power Platform. But actually, there's also something which is, I feel like 20 years ago, when I started building solutions on SharePoint lists, it was also like the early start of low code building solutions, actually.
That was.
My
like
first
apps in a box.
Yeah, so doing SharePoint lists and workflows on SharePoint workflows, it's, of course, Power Platform is so much more, but I feel like I started low code in the early days with SharePoint.
But like with anything, it is much more, and we have some more cool stuff to show you, so let's take a look.
Hello everyone, my name is Charles Amana, and I'm the Corporate Vice President of Business Applications and Platforms at Microsoft. I'm incredibly excited to be speaking at the upcoming and the second European Microsoft Power Platform Conference, hosted from June 20th to June 22nd in Dublin, Ireland. With over 100 dedicated sessions and 3 keynotes, there will be several Power Platform MVPs and speakers on site, including people from the product team, to share their deep knowledge on the platform and cover what's new and what's coming up and what you can expect over the next year and in the future for the Power Platform. I look forward to seeing you there and hope to meet you in Ireland.
We're going to have another interview.
We do.
We do.
That's a lot of fun for one day.
Yes.
Legally.
We have Fessa and Kevin McDonald on the other side doing a great interview.
I'm a big fan and a stalker.
Thank you. Hello, welcome, Kevin.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me here. This is great.
Yeah, it's okay. I have to remember to keep my mic on the place. I got reminded several times about that. I'm too much moving around my hand. But hey,
too excited about being at ESPC. That's the problem.
That's really the truth, and excited to be able to work as a community reporter and talk with amazing people, with friends here. Kevin, can you tell a few words about yourself? Something I heard about you. You are a Viva Terminator, or was it a Viva Transformer?
No, I'm the Viva Transformer. So hi, I'm Kevin McDonald. I'm the head of practice for Modern Workplace at CPS, a UK-based Gold partner. Microsoft MVP in Microsoft 365 apps and services. You can tell people are an MVP because they tell you repeatedly, obviously. Co-host the Grey Hat Beard Princess podcast. But pertinent to what I'm here at ESPC for is a Viva Explorer. So we're a group of MVPs who share the what, the why and the how of Microsoft Viva, trying to get people to learn about what they can do with it. And we've given ourselves our own little personas. And as you mentioned, I'm the Viva Transformer from there. So as well as getting a nice little bumblebee style transformer icon that the lovely Moretta drew for us, it's more the reason for that is I'm there to kind of not just say this is why Viva's there, this is what it's all about, but how do you get it transformed across the organization? How do you get people actually engaging with it? As with all great Microsoft tools, you can turn it on, but that is only half the battle. It's getting that adoption, that change, why people want to use it, and it's getting that people embracing that and understanding it across all the different pillars that we've got and all the different, 9 different services that we have now.
Yeah, that's a lot of Viva, different modules, and that's exactly what you said. Like, okay, how do you get people to use them? How do you get organization to kind of commit to that and drive the adoption of Viva? Because with that, it can bring a lot of cost savings and saving people's nerves and mental health probably
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah.
When you can find that information more easily. I really love the story of Viva, how it can really transform that business and transform the employee experience. So I'm really a fan of Viva, but I'm still a kind of a not fully Viva explorer yet. I throw in my application and let's see if they accept me or not.
We need Viva in the metaverse, and then you're a shoo-in. So
yeah. Of course, Viva has to be in the metaverse. It's
Absolutely.
part of that. Thinking about combining the physical and digital world. What's more physical than we, the people, like we are here at the Expo and at the ESPC. So this is a really fantastic place, and to be physically. I just talked with Marian about that and with Martin, like how great it is to share the experiences. But because I wanted to bring in the Viva for this, because you are a Viva transformer, you can transform everyone's minds there. And
hope so.
Yeah, and thinking about the keynote today, we had a very interesting parts about Viva. So how do you feel about these new modules, and how do you think, okay, what's going to resonate the most, and do you see any struggles there?
So I'm going to spin that in reverse order. Do I see struggles there? There are now 9 services in Viva, and we've heard from customers, it's like Viva whatchamacallit and Viva thingy. So trying to understand what each of the different things that are involved are, it's really tricky for people. And as an MVP, as an explorer, we get the latest, we kind of keep in contact with what's being released. And we struggle to keep up with what the different things and remind ourselves which one's up. So I think in terms of the problems is getting people to think about that. What I like is that now, whereas you've got those 9 different services, there's now the 4 pillars within there. And they are about the challenges and the opportunities that organizations have. And that, consultants have been saying this for ages, it's not the technology, it's what you're trying to solve. Speak to your clients, whether you're in the organization, your internal clients, or if you're a consultant, you want to find out what the problems in the organization are and then provide solutions to that. And to me, it's the same with Viva. So categorizing on those 4 things of looking at connection, how you connect people to each other, how you connect employees to the organization, understanding what it means, and how you connect people to the tools that they need for their own job to be productive, to get what they need done. You've then got the insight, which helps not only the leadership team and managers to be able to get the insight on what's happening, but for you personally to get insight on how you feel, because in this digital world, it's easy to just be back-to-back meetings, going from meeting to meeting, not finding time and taking a break because you're not walking between meeting rooms. You often don't notice, you fall into bad practices, and Viva helps you do the right thing because we should be blocking out time to get focused and get work done, but we just don't do it on there. So the insight portion works on that. You've then got purpose. The power of Viva Goals about sharing the purpose for an organization and getting your objectives, tracking those with the key results so you can actually get real measurements from that. And I keep getting lots of these. And then growth as the 4th one, which is about people learning, giving the knowledge they need from that. And if you think about it from that perspective, you're thinking about what is needed to help employees, to put them in the middle, and using the AI powers of Viva to really assist things with there. So taking that challenge, using that connection, insights, purpose and growth, I feel it's a lot better and simpler way of thinking about things.
Instead of talking about 9 modules, you have 4 areas that you are focusing on.
Yeah.
So Was there
Well, now-
something about? Yeah, okay.
I was just thinking, so I missed your question about what was exciting. I mean, there's three big new things when it comes to Viva. We've got the Viva Pulse, which would be those pulse surveys to kind of managers and team leads be able to feel how
that
people
drops
are
into
putting
insights, right?
No,
No.
separate service. So it's in the Insights banner,
Yeah.
but not part of Viva
Yeah,
Insights. Yeah, it's slightly confusing,
Exactly.
that one. And is separate from Glint as well. I know. I'm hoping there's going to be more guidance, and certainly the Viva Explorers are looking to get more guidance of when Pulse versus Glint, how that will work for either different organisations or the different areas within the organisation. So I'm quite looking forward to that. I think that getting that real feedback to go with the data you get from Viva Insights will be lovely. The one I think will be really fascinating is Viva Amplify, which is that ability to send campaigns. So for a lot of comms teams, they kind of send an email and then they write to SharePoint News and post it on Yammer, and then probably goes into some teams as well. Being able to control that all in one place and get central analytics to see how many people have read that, how much engagement are you getting comments, and being able to construct that in a one place, one push, boom, fire that out. Really looking forward to seeing
Viva
that
Amplify have to drop in for that, because it's really an amazing piece that's coming, because a lot of times when you are doing consulting to these companies, they will ask, okay, how many have read that? Are there people who haven't read that? How do we reach them out? Like the statistics, how do we know that how people have read this Teams message or a message in Viva Engage? We are not mentioning the why. No, it's
I was
there.
looking
Yeah.
at Tracy's arm on the tattoo there with her Yammer one, thinking, oh, that's a tattoo that's got to change later.
Well, very likely, but I really love the way Viva Engage is bringing that community part and the storylines to Teams, because of course I'm fan of Teams and in there, but the Amplify bringing that messaging throughout these different to different target groups throughout these different endpoints, and the Outlook was one of those. So you can send it to emails because
not dead.
It's
still there.
Unfortunately, it's there's usage for that. And finally, I think they have dropped out the fax machines mostly, but that's the thing that email is there, and it's good to have the ability to throw in that campaign there. Did you, by any chance, attended to Chris McNulty's Viva session?
I did, which was fantastic, and it's always hard when you think you know a subject and you've been to the Ignite talks and you've read all the blogs and you think, is it worth me spending time to go and watch that? I love Chris McNulty, love Hear and Speak, love the intro zone. I was thinking, should I go and see something I haven't seen? I'm so glad I went, because yes, he went through those slides that I'd seen, but the discussion around it was almost like hearing that kind of extra thing, more information than we were expecting, those little tidbits on there. He talked about the connection between Viva Topics and Syntex, that ability with Syntex, and I hadn't realized this, that with Syntex you can extract metadata from documents and you can store that into the term store. So for those of the managed metadata you've had in SharePoint for a long time, you can automatically pull that, but not just the ones you've already established. If it finds a new one, you have an open one, it will log that into your term store automatically with Syntex, and then you can have that generation of topics from that term store, and you've got that link between it extracting your knowledge and then making that knowledge available with Viva Topics. So that was something that I hadn't had the chance to play with, hadn't seen that, and I was just like, for the whole conference, that little tidbit has made it worth it for me, which is great.
That's indeed, that sounds very awesome, and I have missed that as well. I've been having some eye for the Syntax and of course Viva Topics, because, well, I talk about Viva as well. And now you created me a very, very large FOMO moment for not going to that session, so I can go ahead and bang my head to the wall after the interview part.
To be fair, these poor people on the live stream who are watching it and are missing out on all this joy and things there, make sure you come along next year. It is, I love this conference, I really do.
Yeah, I have to say that being here, and I wouldn't miss this. Yeah, because there's so much energy, so much vibe, and so much to learn from these sessions. And I have to attend some tomorrow, I think, because there's going to be some great sessions. For example, Caruana is going to talk about steps towards the metaverse.
That's right, so that's the keynote tomorrow morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the keynote tomorrow morning. So it's going to be very interesting to see her approach, just like you said with the Chris McNulty, is that how they explain things and how they bring that out.
Absolutely.
So it's fantastic to see their view, and of course we adopt that because we want to learn. We are continuously learning, and that's kind of a thing to the Viva learning.
Absolutely, yeah. Always be learning. Always have that micro learn things. And what I love about conferences like this, again talking about learning, is dropping into the odd session. You know, I talked about Chris McNulty's one where I probably wasn't expecting to learn because he was just picking up things I thought I knew and I didn't, which is great. Don't be smug like me. But I'm also looking forward to dropping a few sessions that isn't in my main view. There's one. I think it's Colin or Chris Gulbert who's talking about Azure Cognitive Search and Cosmos DB. I've done plenty of development stuff here and there, generally from passion more than the day job on there. And I'm really looking forward to going and seeing where he takes that. And it's going to be a whole learning experience for me for that one, be something brand new. So, and I'd say anyone who goes to a conference, go and drop in on something random. I think it was Andrew Connell who once said that on a podcast, and he's absolutely right. Just go and see a session that you're not expecting. It's not part of your core role. And just be inspired by it. It could change your career completely, or it could just be 45 minutes of something very interesting. So I would always recommend people as a first timer for a conference to go and do that as well.
Yeah, you definitely should have few sessions of that. Like, go to your non-comfort area and just don't go to the level 400 dev session right away because it can kill the mood. It's when you are not following. So that's you have to keep in mind. This is something I might be interested, but it's technically on that level that you can drop in cold.
And if you fall asleep in a session, it's really off-putting for the speakers. So yeah, please try not to do that.
Well, some speakers can't make jokes about that, so it doesn't. It really depends. It could be a fun moment because these events are also fun. We have evenings, long evenings, sharing pints, talking, chit-chatting with each other, and so it's going to have a short sleep and long days.
I'm looking at the beer being lined up over there and thinking, it must be about that time.
Yeah. Beer o'clock. Just like Marain said, that was kind of a perfect thing in there. But of course, so it was really great to hear about that and seeing how these events transform our learning experience and our experiences and us to kind of to be more motivated when we are going back to the offices. And
it inspires. It makes it kind of, when you're in the office, you've got that day to day doing the same old work, kind of dealing with problems, dealing with trouble and things like that. When you come to a conference, even the online ones, they can be great, but when you come to a conference, you just stop a minute. You stop and pause and think because you're there in that room. And even if it's not always the topic that's being talked about, but that can trigger off the thoughts of, oh, I could use this here, this could pull that, I could use Viva Learning, and suddenly all those annoying compliance emails I could remove and have that in one place so they're all shared together. That would work really well and change the company and things like that. And these things happen. They can absolutely. I was watching Chris O'Brien's session on Syntex, and he was talking about some of the different use cases that they had at Content and Cloud and of pulling the things together, and they were talking about bringing their statement of works through and auto-generating job specs from a list from there. And I was like, why aren't we doing this? I should know this stuff, but because you have that little stop and think, it just triggers so many more good ideas to happen, and it's worth it for that.
Exactly. We need to kind of refresh or reimagine our minds and shake a bit and getting new perspectives and look at how we are looking at things. I think our MCs are starting to look a bit impatient there.
We should keep them waiting a bit longer keep chatting away.
We can talk about Viva for hours.
I literally can,
But it's going to be a beer o'clock.
I literally did yesterday at the workshop. So.
Yeah, that's true. You were doing a workshop. I might be doing that next time. Let's see. But hey, should we give the control back to Tracy and Martin? Should we have an online poll for this?
Well, they can't have it back now. And I just want to mention this for those who doesn't know. An impatient South African is just someone who's really happy. We just look impatient, okay? It's like excessive passion. That's what it is. It's aggression, but it's passion. So listen, if you think that was interesting, you should see Kevin's shoes. Just putting it out there. It's real cool, okay? Kevin's shoes is real cool.
Yeah.
But
you should have been here to see them. It's
I want to sign that stuff. It looks like you want to sign them. Okay. So that was pretty interesting. And of course, Viva is a very hot topic. I mean, there's a lot of that going around at the conference. But before we get to more hot topics, because we're going to chat a little bit, I'd actually like to take a look back at the 2015 conference as well. There's been many of them. There's been 11. But let's take a look at the 2015 conference. And we're back. So definitely some FOMO on that 2015 thing, okay? Because as I said to Christian, I'm way too young to have attended so many conferences. Not true at all. But I wasn't quite on that conference circuit yet. But this brings me to something, because there's something special about this conference, apart from the cool colors that they use, because the purple and the greens and the stuff's really cool for me. But if I have to think of this conference, and I've seen you here a couple of times. Okay, we've done really cool things right here at the back. We did some cool interviews. We always get stuck into crazy conversations about adoption and things that's important to us, okay, because we kind of live and breathe the same thing. But if you had to tell me, what would you think stands out about ESPC for you? What do you think stands out?
It's just a great mix of people who gather here. So I attend these conferences mostly to do the knowledge sharing, sharing experiences, and having the spontaneous meetups and meeting new people, and learning about their perspectives on life and technology.
No, that's pretty cool. So I think from my side, and I think a lot of times people don't hear that side of it, I think we speak at a lot of conferences, okay? So for me, what's incredible about ESPC is how professional that team is in arranging stuff. It's really, really, the team is unbelievable for the speakers, getting stuff here, getting stuff done and sorted. I mean, there's a very big machine that's turning around here. So that's always incredible for me, is how much effort they put into to doing that. I mean, last year I was on the program team as well to help choose some of the sessions. And let me tell you what, that's a difficult thing. It's a really difficult thing to choose out of hundreds and hundreds of submissions, like what you think's the final session that will be up there. Mm-hmm. And I think I want to use that as a community cue, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. Anyone that's listening to this live feed now, and of course even listens to it afterwards, okay? Don't ever think that you don't have a story to tell. I mean, every speaker that's at this conference at the moment had a point in their life where they thought, oh, I can't get on a stage, I can't share things, I'm not clever enough. So anyone listening to this right now, please do it. If you hear of conferences in your local areas, or even ESPC, if you see a call for speakers coming out, take the chance and submit a session, because there's so many people that can learn from each other. I've learned a lot from you. I don't think anyone's learned anything from me yet, but we'll get there.
Well, it's not just learning. You brought a lot of inspiration to a lot of people on how we want to achieve adoption and making people more aware of how to leverage technology and the mindset. So don't
Put yourself down.
Put yourself down, because you're an amazing superstar. I'm pretty sure you have triggered a lot of people in taking change management and the perspective of people actually using the Microsoft technology as a great example on having a different mindset on those things.
I'm going to have to give him an Amazon gift voucher later, so I just want to put it out there so that my accountant knows about this. It's a disclaimer. I'm going to have to pay him for saying all of those nice things. Okay. But listen, we've got something exciting coming up as well, right? And this is where we're going to do a bit of a disappearing act, in case you didn't know. And he's stuck with having to manage everything when Christian disappeared. And apparently I'm going to disappear for a moment as well, which is interesting. We're going to have to swap places. So there's a routine that happens. I'm going to make him move into the corner.
We're going to make it into a dance. So I will now turn up my hand.
We're going to dance, and we'll dance. And I'm going to go, and then he's in the corner. There we go. And then I'm going to disappear off the screen, because we've got something interesting coming up. Okay, so what would that be? Do you know what's happening?
Yeah, we have Faisal here again, and he's going to talk to Carolina and you doing a panel.
No.
Yes, and you're going to do a wrap-up of the day. I think I'll discuss all the cool things that you've been doing all day.
I like the idea. So this is going to be me. I'm going to just go and get into a time capsule and go straight to the other cameras, and then I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
That's a
you.
promise. Bye, Tracy. So we're moving across back to our interview area, and we're gonna listen to our splendid set of amazing presenters and Microsoft value professionals on the other side. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Look at us! Look at us! Hello, hello, hello. Vesa, you've been at this table a lot today, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. This is going to be kind of my fourth.
It's your spot now.
Yeah,
this is his office away from
this
the office.
is my 1 hour into publicity or something like that.
1
Not
hour of
50
fame.
Yeah,
1
yeah,
hour of
that's
fame.
true.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Well, it's nice to be on this side of the table.
Welcome, Tracy.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, this is a very good table.
It is a good table. I must admit, like it was awkward early on with Christian that side, but it got better as we got rid of him. So apparently he's back tomorrow, so we'll have to work with that. But anyway, we are like an old married couple, even though we live in different continents. But yes, so I think a lot of us had a lot of cool stuff happening today, and I think for me, well, firstly, let's see who's got something nice to say about the keynotes. I mean, what was it that popped out of the keynote, except for everyone that's there that's a superhero in my life?
Drummers.
Oh, yes.
With fire.
Yes. And then the real act was Jeff Teepertham. I mean, if I think of the keynote, well, what if you can pick one thing, what stood out for you? What were you excited about? What gave you goosebumps?
I think I'm super excited about how much the teams or the whole M365 has expanded during these years.
Yes.
So it's not only teams and it's not only about SharePoint anymore, but it's about lists and Loop.
Yes,
And
the loop.
yes,
I
and
don't know about the loop. You're going to have to tell me about the loop.
all those applications coming together.
Do you want a 1 hour presentation or should I do a bit shorter?
I'm going to have to just tune this down slightly. Can you give me give me 2 minutes or a recap of loop? Because I'm not quite well versed in it.
You're not in a loop.
I was not kept in the loop.
Yeah, apparently. In case you haven't been kept in a loop, it's a new tool or technology that can help you to collaborate with others asynchronously or in the real time, basically real time or offline. So it's a very good tool for hybrid working together. So you can work on the same part of the document. You have been using Word, I guess. Word, Office.
Of course.
Yeah, a few times. Not just PowerPoint, but we've been co-authoring there.
Of course.
And now that it comes with the loop that you can work on the piece of a document or piece of information in the flow of work. So you can create that loop in the Teams chat, for example. I send it to you.
Yes.
We have some ideas, okay, what we are saying here in this day's recap. Then we think, hey, I think we should ask Carolina as well, and I can drop her in. But you could be basically in separate chats, but you are editing still the same thing inside the chat. And then we think, hey, Seabach, he doesn't use Teams. So we send him an email with the same loop component. So any one of us is doing any changes, it changes for everyone.
So it's not a when to use what anymore, it's use whatever you want.
Yes.
In a sense, yes. You have a kind of a way, what fits your flow of work the best. You can do it synchronously, we can do it online, we can see each other's editing all happening. But if we are not online, then somebody is doing the changes later and we can still catch up because we can see those changes and we can keep on editing. And of course, today's specialty was showing the upcoming loop application early next year. Finally, we've been waiting for that. And that's perhaps my highlight because bringing in one place where you have those loops together and you can collect and create teams and bring in that information and then when your ideas are ready, for example, this one we could have then take it to the document and do something.
Okay.
And it's not even all that. The whiteboard is getting loop next month.
What?
Yes.
You can put the loop component to whiteboard. So when you are editing whiteboard, some people who have Seabach has been getting the email. He receives the email, he sees the table tasks, and he just adding his tasks. And people using the whiteboard can see that happening magically directly in the whiteboard. So
Well-
that's why I love Loop.
I was just, before we continue with this, I was just informed by our wonderful producer that we actually have a comment going on the live feed, do we?
Really?
Oh,
Oh, yay! Hey! Oh, yay!
that's so cute.
Yes, that's, you're going to make me sad. Loop inside Word Online. Interesting to hear, Vegas. That's why, because we weren't kept in the loop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you, look at you. So, apart from the keynotes, I heard that this conference obviously is all about experiences, okay? Everyone's experiencing incredible things and stuff, but talking about experiences, I heard that you did a session today on employee experiences. Would you like to maybe, seeing as we couldn't attend each other's sessions, don't you want to give us a little bit of a...
Yes, actually, we would have loved to demo the Loop in whiteboard in our session, but it hasn't been published yet. So maybe next time soon. But yeah, employee experience, I think it's been a rising theme with Microsoft Teams and the whole Microsoft scheme for the last couple of years. And I think that's a very important development path because it's all about the end users and the employees who are using these technologies and new tools and features.
Yes.
And focus on employee experience is super important. And our session with Amanda Sterner was about how, for example, a team manager can do their working day easily and use all of these different applications, for example, Viva Insights, lists, whiteboard, everything inside Teams. So how their life can be as easy as possible when you don't have to switch any context, switch applications, but the work comes wherever you are in Teams.
I like that. I think if I had to think back, I won't say in the beginning because that makes us sound old. Rephrase that. Because we've had about 12 years of Office 365. I mean, it's been incredible. But so many people complain about so many tools. When do I use? It felt like a box of Legos was thrown at us. And it now feels like we're getting the base that the Legos are being built on. It's starting to bring everything together. So, of course, Microsoft had insights into what the vision was, but we had to figure that out going along, right? I mean, that was definitely something for us. So, yes, absolutely.
And I love the idea that you don't anymore have to know which tool to use, but it should be like the tools come within your natural workflow.
Well, it looks like we do have another comment. I have to look that way, so all of us are looking at the screen. So this one's for you again.
Yes, of course. The Loop components are coming to whiteboard starting next month, so that's why you couldn't demo that.
Yeah.
So it's not December yet.
Even speakers don't have special superpowers like that.
Yeah.
And Karika, South Africa. That's a South African right there, people. I thought I'd mention that. Anyway, so yeah, that was great. Thanks for the feedback. I mean, I'm so sorry I couldn't attend your session. I'm really sorry about that.
But I also heard you had a session today.
I did, and it
What
was
is it
so
about?
much fun. So my session was about autonomy in the modern workplace. Now, a lot of people, autonomy, the first thing people think it's automation. I'm like, no, not automation. Autonomy means the ability that people have to self-govern themselves. So if we think end users for so many years were restricted to doing pretty much nothing, okay? They couldn't do a lot. And now suddenly we have this incredible environment that we're giving to them, Microsoft 365, Office 365, where they can do so much. And my session was about making sure that we help the maturity of the users grow with the systems, because I don't think we're catching up yet. I think we have very, very advanced systems, but our users don't have all the, if I can call it, the more mature skills that was always sitting in IT. You know, the how to think about information architecture, what governance is and stuff. So I think it's now the time to start passing that skill on as well, because people can make better informed decisions if they have the right information. And that's a big thing for me, is to make sure that we can help. Because tools, so products don't fix problems, people. People fix problems with products. So we got to focus on the people side first of all. But no, it was a lot of fun, I must admit.
Awesome.
Yeah. Usually what I like to say is technology is easy, people are hard.
Oh, not true at all. Not true at all. Just strike that. Producer, can you strike that from the? Can we strike that from the record?
Yeah. Changing people's behavior can be really difficult.
I think it is, but there's reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think everything that we do is 20% tech, 80% EQ, right?
Yeah.
It's people.
Yeah.
It's about that stuff. And I always say, 'cause you know how many times people will say, "Oh, end users are difficult." I'm like, no, they're not. They're just scared. They're just scared.
You have to help them.
Yeah, of course. That's why I said technology is easy
Absolutely.
because
The difficult
it
part.
comes there.
Yeah.
It's easy to implement, get used to that with the cloud services. We don't
Yes.
have to do the installations, configurations and stuff.
True.
That has really changed in the past 15 years totally. And now that people, of course, because they have a trouble keeping up with the pace, what's possible, how you can do it. Yeah, we have to help them. We
Yes.
have to find out which features then fit their needs
Absolutely.
and start using those
matches.
matches and what they really get the benefits. Of course they start changing, but people are they're scared and they
Yes.
are overloaded with information, they are overloaded with work, so trying to squeeze in with little things, that's the thing. It's difficult.
You're right.
It takes time. That's my view.
It does take time.
Or
Yeah.
it's half joke, half view, but thing is there is that I like to talk about technology. It's an overflow.
Yes.
When I do that,
Yes.
especially in my webinars, it's bang bang bang
Well,
bang.
no, I'm
a
the
lot.
same.
Yeah,
I squash
I've
3
seen
hours
those.
into a half
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
hours in a half an hour. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's a lot of to consume.
Yes.
But thing is that of course when you go to the real project, real customer, then you have to
Slow down.
slow down, think about
Tiny
their
bits.
exact needs
Yes.
and how these tools, we know about them.
Yeah.
We want to share the information, but then find out the right ones to their needs,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
I think I mean, my life lessons, right? Everything's a life lesson, but I think what's important, what Vesa said there, well, what he was talking about is everything that's in our heads, and then having to hold back a bit the way that we give information to people, and it's that thing of this has taken us 12 years to gather the information that we carry around in our heads. This is 12 years of cumulative stacking on, and then you meet a new customer that doesn't know it at all. So imagine that experience. Imagine us having this 12 years of information about Microsoft 365 and then going, you can't do that.
Here
know?
you
So,
go.
yeah, I think we need more empathy when it comes to that. I think we assume too much. We assume that people understand and know things, and I think we expect people to understand something in a half an hour that took us 12 years to learn.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But of course, how the world is going, how the technology, Microsoft technology is going, it's trying to make things easier for people. So they don't have to learn every single trick, but they can just use things. Just like the dropping in loop components to the chat, you're dropping into applications that work with adaptive cards in the chat. So they don't have to switch focus. They don't even have to know what's the app about. They just do their change.
It's about doing what they do.
Yeah.
I got it.
And putting empowering the low code, of course, having those power ups there. But I really love the concept of dropping the applications to the flow of work, chat channels somewhere. You just use it. It's in the Outlook. It's in Word Online probably at some point or something like that. So you can just do the stuff.
It's transparent
Yeah.
and integrated. I think.
They don't have to
That's
worry
pretty
about
cool.
Yeah.
I think for many of us, I mean, we've known each other for years. It's been we kind of know that, but it's now becoming real. There was something that you knew is coming, and you understand how it's going to fit together. And now things are really starting to drop, and it's starting to become real with the way that we see these things integrate, which I think is pretty cool. So I'd like to also know what your thoughts were today. I mean, for me, first conference in nearly 3 years. This, I mean, like I said last year, Germany didn't want me, but I tried again. But yeah, first in nearly 3 years, it was quite overwhelming and emotional for me yesterday when I met all my speaker friends and even attendees that I've known for years. To see them and to know that I'm here, and I'm fortunate enough to be here. But what do you think? Because this is also the first ESPC again in person, right? So that was also quite special for me, is to be here when this is their first in-person event again. Yeah. What was your feeling today? How did you feel about this? You've obviously had some other conferences. I have not. How did you feel today being here and being around people again?
It's seriously because my first ESPC was in 2019 when it was live, and it was also my my first big conference.
Yes.
And then we had, a lot of things online, also a lot of ESPCs online. And the online experience is very, very different.
Yes.
You may deliver the same session, you may have some comments, but you miss all this live interaction. And now it's like yesterday and today, it's almost impossible to like walk 10 meters before you meet someone. Like you get to the hugging
Hugging.
bite.
I'm a hugger. South Africans are huggers. I've hugged everyone. It's been awkward, especially for the Finns. It's been very awkward.
I'm a hugger too in these conferences. Otherwise, I'm a Finn.
Well, we don't take no for an answer, so you might not have been a hugger, but you are one now.
Yes, you've changed me for the better.
Absolutely. Yay. And yourself, how do you feel about being here in person? Any feelings about this?
It's fantastic, of course. And yesterday when we arrived through the airport and already seeing people there, you haven't seen some of them for a long time, and then it's kind of a friends meeting again.
It is.
And in here as well. Hey, I saw you speak on the other events, coming to talk. Yeah, it's great to have that kind of contacts and see the inspire kind of people are really excited about this and being able to talk to people and just doing the ad hoc stuff like you see someone. Hey, I wasn't. Now that I saw you, we need that, of course.
Yeah. I think, and I thought a lot of it in the lockdown and all of that stuff. But I don't know how that works. Okay, it's way too. That's why I'm in tech. This stuff gets too complicated for me. But I'm pretty sure there's something that happens with the energy that we share with people, being in a vicinity of someone. There's good medicine that I get from being around people that I don't get from being in online sessions or online conferences. And it felt to me like I just got depleted year after year. It just got less and less and less. And I just so craved being around my like-minded people and the people I love in the community and my family. It's my extended family.
And it's like, I feel that in online conferences, you get the information, you get the presentations, but you miss the community feeling. And here, like, for example, with the keynote, when we had this like huge room and it's dark and we have those drummers and whatever, so the feeling is incredible. So
that's energy.
And I think that the energy part is also the thing that we are a community.
Yes.
We are friends and community and talking to each other. It inspires us. It kind of gives us back the energy. Like we want to continue doing the community work because that's vibrates.
I think we feed off each other. I think we get to give so much. We do. We give so much to each other. So it's definitely, listen, if you're not part of the community, you better become part of the community. And don't let it stop you if you can't meet everyone in person. I mean, just make it happen. Just work harder at it and get yourself out there. Put your hand up. I think it's about putting your hand up. You've got to put your hand up. I always say this to people. I'm going to speak about being a speaker again. Put your hand up. We're no different than other people. Okay, I just talk a lot more. But and then people have to keep quiet now when I talk, which is pretty cool. But we're no different to other people. Put your hand up. Get involved with it. Share the stories that you have to inspire people. There's so many lessons we can learn from each other.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, sharing is caring. So I think also, if I think of this, people, please remember that if you maybe joined us later, and this is still the live feed, and of course if you watch it later, this will not be the live feed anymore. So figure that one out. It's like video inception. But please remember that you can comment on the live feed. We'd love to see your comments. If you have specific questions, try and give us difficult ones. And there we go. So, oh yay. Keep that going. That's the stuff that makes us happy. Okay. Comments on live feeds are like a glass of wine. It makes everything better. Okay. But we're going to be doing this every day. So we are back again tomorrow, giving you some feedback on the conference and sharing some of the love and some of the good things. Please comment on those live feeds. Let us know what you're thinking. If you can't be here in person, let us know what you want to talk about, or if you have questions or crazy ideas or just comments in general. So from my side, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the interviews you did. This man was busy. Thank you very, very much. And from my side, I want to just, I think we can say goodbye to everyone. You have a lovely day, and thanks for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
Have a nice
See
day.
you. It's